Hello, this is Tyler, and welcome to MoveIt Weekly. I admit this hasn't been super weekly, but anyway, we're going to jump into something I think is really critically important for you to understand if you are working with ROS, writing C++ packages, especially if you write libraries that you want other people to be able to depend on. So, really hard part of, or just like an annoyingly hard part of writing C++ is writing correct CMake. And the really kind people at Open Robotics are doing all they can to try to make this easier so that we can all work together easily. There's some awesome documentation. I'm on docs.rust.org under the rolling one. I meant CMake user documentation under building a library. There's some really critical things here I want to point out, and then I'm going to switch over to a PR that I'm in the actively making for ROS2 control and show you that I made these mistakes and walk you through fixing them. So, critical things to point out is that you want to have this export line under the install function here. It needs to be a different name from your target. Targets. You can have multiple libraries you export as part of a ROS package. You'd list them here if you are. You need this ament export targets thing. This name right here matches the name right here. And you need this thing. And then these are the lists of your dependencies. This line is critically important for transitive dependencies working correctly, so that the people who depend on you can create libraries, and the users of those libraries, their code can work. I discovered that I was doing this incorrectly, and it impacted the UR controllers build in the build farm because they were depending on ROS2 controllers, which was depending on my library, and we have to coordinate doing these things correctly. So another thing I want to point out in the documentation that I think is critically important, these two things are, they use the word superfluous. I would say deprecated, but nobody has told you that they're deprecated. They don't do anything. If you followed the instructions above correctly, they're not needed. So let's go look at my PR. Fix this. So right here, I have opened the forward command controller CMake, and in this one, I have generate parameter library as a dependency. They're using this for each thing to call find package on it. I'm generating two different parameter libraries, and then there is this library. They're using this that is called forward command controller. The first thing I'm going to do to make this clear what is happening is replace all these package name variables with the name of the package, forward command controller. It'll make it a little clearer. And this variable is actually a useful variable because it's repeated in multiple places. It's the list of dependencies of this package that get linked into the library. So you will see that I do already have the targets listed here correctly. I have the export. The export is a different name. It's not the same name as any of these targets. And then if you come down here to the bottom, you'll notice that I have some of this extra stuff. This thing needs to go away. And this is missing the has library targets, or library target thing, which is important for allowing people to use ament target dependencies. And then there's this. Anyway, that's how you fix that up. That's what I have for this week. If this has raised your ROS IQ, please like or comment. You can find me on Discord. I am in the MoveIt Discord regularly. You can also find me on Discourse. You can find me on GitHub. And I welcome you to write libraries and publish them into the ROS ecosystem, and to learn about this stuff. It's been made a lot easier with the good documentation.